pandemic's victims in the United States include more than 28,000 grocery store workers who have tested positive or been exposed to COVID-19. Hazard pay for many of them ended months ago. Jonathan Vigliotti's in Long Beach, California, where the city council recently passed what they're calling a hero pay ordinance for its grocery workers. Good morning to you, Jonathan. Has there been any pushback to the new rule?
And good morning to you, Gayle. There has been a lot of pushback, primarily from Kroger, the parent company of this Food for Less. They say they can't afford to keep this store open, but employees that I have spoken with say that this store has never been busier. Anyone that has been in a grocery store can relate. You're going to hear from one woman who says this is a form of retaliation simply for asking for hazard pay she believes she deserves.
Bertha Ayala has worked the butcher counter at the Long Beach Food for Less for 14 years. Last year was the busiest and hardest.
When you go to work every day, do you worry about your health?
Oh, yeah, I'm very worried.
Worried for good reason. She's diabetic, 61 years old, and working 6 days a week because she was told her job is essential.
Do you feel like Food for Less recognizes you as a hero?
They said, but I don't believe it.
It sounds like you're saying they're not putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, and I feel like we are not important to them.
When Long Beach passed a mandate for hazard pay late last month, requiring chain grocery stores to pay $4 an hour more for at least 120 days, parent company Kroger announced the store was one of two closing. Their reason? The store couldn't afford to stay open.
Do you feel like you're stuck in the middle of politics here?
Yes.
Ayala's union says her Food for Less store saw sales from March to August rise 29% from the year before, and says according to financial records, Kroger, the largest grocery chain in the country, earned twice as much last year as the previous year. The hero pay ordinance has also prompted a lawsuit from the California Grocers Association. Ron Fong is the group's president.
You know, the one thing that we do agree with is that our employees are our heroes. However, it is really unprecedented to have a city council demand what businesses should do with their wages.
Fong says grocers should decide if they want to give employees hazard pay, and some have.
$2, it's $3, it's gift cards, gas cards. They are our heroes. And we have done everything possible that we can to keep them safe in our grocery stores.
Bertha says Kroger has given her a few gift cards to spend in its company's stores, but they're inconsistent and insufficient to hazard pay. Now she faces a pandemic without a job or health insurance.
I had to go to see the doctor very often.
So this job's a lifeline for you. Are you scared?
I'm really scared.
And Bertha says she wants her hazard pay, but more importantly, she just wants to keep her job. In a statement, Kroger says this ordinance unfairly targets big chains, and they go on to say they blame the city council for, quote, overstepping the traditional bargaining process here. It's important to point out the union that represents workers in this district says in the past 12 months, more than 1,800 employees have fallen ill from COVID. Gayle?
That puts it in perspective. A lot of Berthas out there working just to make sure that we all can eat. Thank you, Jonathan.